Hi and welcome to another edition of TraderCast Daily Market Report. I'll try and do something different today. I'll try and cover 4 different products in a very short period of time rather than making individual videos. Obviously going forward next week, the most significant date for us in our economic calendar and for all of us to be aware of is 22nd of January when ECB might announce their QE. So if they're meet the market expectations, that potentially could be seen as bullish for the markets and maybe bearish for euro. If they disappoint the market or do not provide market with sufficient enough information for the traders to make up their mind, then maybe we could see a kind of a negative reaction to that. So let's go and look at the euro dollar first. From a very basic point of view, S&P action on Thursday caused huge volatility in FX markets in general, and euro dollar dropped lower much faster than anybody else anticipated. And what we are seeing at the moment is we're seeing very basic 4-hourly time frame with significant support at 115. A loss of that 115 could potentially open up the way for the retest of further downside. Some analysts are even pointing to 110 over the medium period of time. The other alternative is above us we have 165 followed by 170 followed by 179, 118 as an upside resistance area, but very difficult to trade without knowing what might happen on 22nd of January. This is a chart for DAX or German 30, a massive bullish breakout. Currently testing fairly significant resistance at 10,200 area. It's actually 10,270. The initial support on the downside is at 10,093. A loss of that level could potentially target cluster of these previous highs at 99.56. DAX could potentially react bullish in a bullish way as a result of QE and ECB action, and in that case, if we do break through this 10,300 and stay well above 10,200 after some level of consolidation, potentially further upside resistance might be pointing to 10,600 by some analysts over the medium period of time. This is a US 500 or S&P 500, a coiling action. The price action appears to be much more different than DAX. Normally S&P was leading where DAX was lagging. Now we have the opposite situation. So 4-hourly time frame, it does appear to be coiling with a clearly defined support at 2002. Loss of 2002 could potentially open up the way for the retest of this 1990, even 1980 again. 1980 is significant support in a daily time frame, and a loss of that would be quite bearish. The other alternative is some consolidation at the current levels, respect of this support at 2002 and then rally, and in that case 2025 would offer some logical upside resistance. A breakout above 2025 would open up the way for the retest of further upside resistance towards 2040. Only a clear and confirmed breakout above 2040 and maybe a daily candle closing above that level would indicate potential breakout after this fairly protracted consolidation that lasted almost like a month now, since the beginning of the year, maybe December. So let's go and look at gold. Last thing is gold, guys. Gold reacted bullish as a result of S&P actions, so kind of a risk trade, flight to safety. The level of these lows here at 1283 would offer logical resistance, which is what happened. Some traders might see this as a potentially inverted head and shoulders. I think we had a post in the community on that as well, so I'm borrowing somebody else's brains. But the levels that I'm keeping an eye on is a breakout above this 1283 could potentially target further upside resistance towards 1300, maybe even 1340, which is really significant resistance in different time frames. The other alternative is consolidation or maybe a pullback to these previous highs at 1249, 1250 would offer some level of support. Loss of that level could potentially target this 200 period moving average in daily, and also the cluster of these previous highs at 1230. In my book, this does appear to be a bullish breakout based on the current market conditions, with 1283, 1300 and 1340 as logical upside resistances. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It's 4 products in 4.5 minutes. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you next week.